Public School District, we are so excited to be broadcasting from Marshall Math Science Academy, where our students just won the Pennsylvania Imagine Language and Literacy State Championship. Congratulations to Marshall Math Science Academy.
We have some guests here today, and they don't know about pride. But part of our assembly today is going to be about a part of pride. What does P stand for? What's R? I? D? E. Thank you. So today what we're going to do is we're going to celebrate the back part of pride. And it's a part that we talk about a lot, but it's not something that we celebrate enough. Today we're going to celebrate part of our diversity, and we're going to celebrate excellence. See, there's a group of students in this building that have been excellent that we don't know about, and we're going to celebrate them today. They haven't just been excellent, they've been exceptional. So much so that Imagine Learning has come. You've come the whole way from Pittsburgh, right? Just to meet these 22 students and let them know how excellent they've been. These 22 students, what makes them so exceptional, so excellent, what makes them diverse, is they come from all over the world and they're here. They are our English language learners. These are students that have come here and are doing school like the rest of us, and they are learning English while they're doing it. And let me tell you, English is hard to learn. Does anybody know where English comes from? England. England. Do you think that they speak English there? No? Do they sound like us there? No way. Do you know why? Who knows why they don't sound like us? Why? Because it's a different dialect. That's right. It's actually really good. That's right. So let me tell you real quick why English is so hard to learn. Long time ago, there's a group of people that lived on an island called England, and they didn't speak English. And then they got invaded by 3 tribes that came from a country that we now call Germany. And they came, and the language that they spoke, we called Old English. And then a group of Romans showed up, and they invaded. Who's ever heard of the Romans? All right. They spoke Latin. And now everybody speaks Latin and Old English on the island. Then fast forward a few hundred years, and there's a battle in the year 1066, the Battle of Hastings. And William the Conqueror shoots Harold through the eye with an arrow, and the French take over England, and now they speak French and English, and we call that Middle English. And you fast forward a few hundred years, they're speaking modern English, and people migrate over here to America, and all kinds of people from all over the world come, they all speak different languages, and now we have a melting pot of languages that we call American English now. And because it's a melting pot of all these languages, English is hard to make sense when you don't speak it naturally. Like, there's no ham in hamburger, right? If you overlook and oversee, it means 2 different things. What about, how do you make dog plural? Dogs. You add an S, of course. What about deer? Deer. No, it's not deers. It's just deer. What about a goose? How do you make that plural? But if you don't speak English, how hard is that to learn? It is hard. It doesn't make any sense. If a vegetarian eats vegetables, what does a humanitarian eat? No. So listen, what we take for granted as native speakers is super difficult for somebody to come here and learn. And not just learn it, but also do the same work that we do. And these 22 people have been exceptional. And today, let's take a moment and let's celebrate them. I'm going to let Miss Wise tell you what they did. Please give her a hand.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. So I'll start off by saying I am from Pittsburgh, and I might speak Pittsburghese. What do you speak in the middle of central Pennsylvania? Pittsburghian. Okay. So I will try not to say any downtown or yins because that's what they say in Pittsburgh. So it gets even harder when you're in Pittsburgh. So thank you, Mr. Jones. My name is Lisa Wise, and I am the Motivation Manager at Imagine Learning, and I'm also your host for today. So we have a great afternoon in store for you. Before we get started, though, I'd like to recognize a few special people in the audience today. So when I call your name, please wave. First, we have Miss Kathy Alston, Harrisburg School District's ESL Supervisor. We also have with us Miss Kristen Keys. And on video, we have Mr. Oliveira. And we have a very special teacher in the audience today, Miss Tidinger? And then from your amazing Pennsylvania Imagine Learning team, we have with us today Mr. Tim Quinn, Mr. Bogdan Naskovich, and Mr. Michael Ray. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for your support this afternoon and for your enthusiasm. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through a presentation. I'm going to talk about what happened this past spring with Imagine Language and Literacy. So for 25 days this April, the entire state of Pennsylvania were competing in the first annual Imagine Learning Literacy Cup. So we had over 213 schools, over 1,300 classrooms, and 16,000 students, I went a little too fast, competing to be the #1 school in the state of Pennsylvania. Can anybody guess why I'm standing here today? That's right, you won. You are the #1. Language and literacy school in the whole entire state. Now, I want to share with you, in the entire state of PA, during the month of April, we had students reading in our program for over 26,000 hours. Now, if you do the math, that's about 706 learning days. There's a lot going on with this program. So here at Marshall Math Science, we had 22 students that averaged 403 minutes on the Imagine Language and Literacy program. Now, typically when a classroom is using the program, we ask each student to only spend about 240 minutes. That's our goal. And we're all over the country and all over the world with kids using the program, and we always ask teachers, if you could get your students using it for 240 minutes, we think that will really help them with their reading and their literacy. But here at Marshall Math Science, your students averaged 403 minutes, and that's about 7 hours each on the program. And that is why I'm here today, because Marshall Math Science Academy is the #1 in the state. About it, that's a lot of time learning and reading and working in the program. So why is it important to read? Anybody got any answers for me? Why should you learn how to read? Go ahead in the back. Yes, you stand up. Yell real loud. Yeah, exactly. To be able to get up You know, when you wake up and you look at your cereal box in the morning, you need to know which one do you want. Are you going to eat Cheerios or are you going to eat Lucky Charms? So you have to be able to read and figure that out, right? And reading will make a lot of other things easier. We also have a math program, but to be able to use it, you have to be a strong reader to be able to do math or science. So it all comes together. So when I was thinking about Marshall Math Science Academy, I wanted to figure out why should we read. So I have a video here that's going to talk about some of the important things you get from reading, and then we have some students just like you that tell us why they read. So as you watch this video, think about, why do I read? And maybe somebody will want to share that with me when we're done.
You have better things to do with your time, right? Well, there are lots of reasons to read, such as whenever you read a good book, somewhere in the world, a door opens to allow in more light. Not buying it? Okay. There are also practical reasons to read. For example, you learn an average of 4,000 to 12,000 new words each year as a result of reading. Also, students who read widely and frequently are higher achievers. Imagine what reading could do for your SAT scores and GPA. Basically, what exercise does for your body, reading does for your brain.
I like to read endlessly. Like I don't like to stop.
My mom came in the room one day and she was like, "Oh, you don't read?" I was like, "Yeah, there's this teacher, Miss Dickinson," and she was like, "Oh, the teacher that you didn't like a couple weeks ago," and I was like, "Yeah, she gave me this book, and I actually love the book."
I was like, I hate reading. This is stupid. Later, I just discovered that book just wasn't for me, and that there were books out there that are for me. If you just read because you have to read, it's no fun. When I read for fun, there's no pressure. I could read a page tomorrow and 30 the next. I don't know why people don't like reading if they can get the things that they want. They're interested in and everything.
In education, it's like a powerful thing to have.
I want to try to challenge myself and learn new words and bigger words. I really like the word gigantic for some reason. If you don't like reading, you're missing out on all the fun. I read whenever I can. I read in the car. I'm not supposed to because supposedly it affects your eyes. But I eat a lot of carrots, so that's my justification. My friends call it reading mode, so they won't talk to me because they know I'd be distracted, and they'd have to be like, "Lydia, stop." Every book I read, I like more than the last one.
When you read something that you feel the emotion and like,
Reading makes me happy because I can learn more about stuff and think about maybe if I want to do that or not. It has different aspects of life, while it has also unreal things, unreality. They're not exactly talking to me, but I'm like there still.
When I read a book and the person is able to like conquer all the hindrances and things that's happening, I feel I can also do it.
that helps you make the right choice.
I've had friends who, after they started reading, like they actually realized like, hey, like the street ain't for me.
When people expect things from you, they don't expect nothing else. People never expected me to pick up a book and read. And I actually did it. I knew I could do college after I started reading.
I just think it's cool.
So, as you were watching this video, does anybody want to come up and share with the rest of us why you like to read or why reading's important? Come on up. Come on. Oh, I'll take more than one. Come on up. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Angel. Okay, so Angel, can you tell me and the rest of the group, why do you like to read?
I like to read because I like to read because it helps me pass time.
Past time, huh? So what do you like to read? Do you like to read fiction? Do you like to read sports novels?
Fiction and nonfiction.
What's your favorite book?
Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer.
Whoa, that sounds good. Would you like to suggest that for this summer that the group read it? Say it again. The name of the book?
Oh, Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer.
Okay, there's your book recommendation for the summer, everybody. Good, thanks, Angel. I appreciate it. Hi, what's your name? Stephen, do you want to tell us? Do you want to turn and talk to everybody, or you can talk to me? Do you want to tell us why it's important to read?
That we can know what kind of car you're trying to buy.
What kind of car you're? That's right. Because you can be confused. I mean, you can't just look at the color, right? You got to read the specs and find everything out, right? So what's your favorite car?
Jaguars
Oh, that's a good one.
and Ferraris and
And
Rolls
Ferraris.
Royces.
Now, do you have a favorite book you like to read?
Car books.
Car books. Okay, so the next time you guys are looking, as you get a little bit older and you want to look for a car, it's important that you read for that too. Thank you very much, Stephen. Hi. What's your name? Julian. Hey, Julian.
Hi. I'm not a very big reader, but I can tell you a reason why reading is very good.
Why to read is very good. Why should we read? What does it help us do?
Well, one, maybe when you're paying the bills, you have to read how much you have to pay.
Yes, exactly. I think he hit it.
Maybe, or else you have to try to sign a contract.
Ooh, that's right. So let's say someday you're a big sports star, or maybe you get recruited for the corner office. You got to read that contract, right?
Yes.
All right, good. Do you have any favorite books?
Well, I do like Charlie Brown books.
Well, those are good. Yes, very good. Thank you so much, Julian. Well, we had some good readers here, I'll tell you. So I think we see some of the importance of reading. It can help us buy a car. It can help us sign a contract later on. It is very important. And for a lot of us, when we grow up and we're in a household that speaks English, it's pretty easy. We start learning as a child. But if you don't have that at home, coming into a school environment and having to learn math and how to read, because you have to learn the math language, it's doubly hard. Or just even our own English language. So this contest was not won by just one student, one or two students that used Imagine Language and Literacy, for many hours. It was a whole team collective. It was the entire group of students of Miss Teitinger's class, right? Miss T, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to call each one of the students up, and they're going to receive a special certificate. Miss T, would you like to come on up here? So we're going to have Miss Alston and Miss T handing out the certificates for the students. I'm going to be calling them up one by one, and you're going to see the amount of reading they did in 1 month. Now remember, we asked students to do 240 minutes. Some of these numbers will amaze you. So, our first student, and I do have to apologize if I say your name incorrectly, it's because I'm learning how to speak English too every day. So first, can we have Jamal Riviera? Come on up onto the stage. You want to? And in 1 month, during the month of April, she read 158 minutes in Imagine Language and Literacy. Congratulations. Miss T is going to read the names. Come on.
Okay. Orleani Mora Ramos. Come on up. We're going to ask you to stay on the stage. You read 188 minutes. April. Next up, we have Kranti Rani with 307 minutes. Come on up, Kranti. Next up, Jamal Riviera, 333 minutes. You can come up this way. Alondra. Rosado Rosario, come on up. 335 minutes. A lot of time. Alendi Batista, 364 minutes. Amish Badarai, 374 minutes. Come on up, Amish. Yashra, come on up, 386 minutes. Johnson, come on up, 387 minutes. Darwin, come on up, 398. Hager, come on up, 406 minutes. Derek, come on up, 438 minutes. Bahindra, come on up, 439 minutes. Vishal, 443 minutes. Sneha, come on up, 457 minutes. Lamar, come on up, 459. Jamal, come on up. 470. 407. Rustam, 481. Riyadh, 486. Yanalise, 491. Lakba, 413. 513. Wow. Muhammad, 542.
So, I would like you all to give a huge round of applause to our top readers. They are the reason that we are bringing the Literacy Cup trophy here to Marshall Math Science Academy. Way to go, you guys. Good job. Thank you, everyone. Can we have Amish and Yanali stay up on stage, please? Amish and Yanali are our student representatives, and can we also have Mr. Jones and Ms. T back up on the stage? Imagine Learning would like to now present Marshall Math Science Academy with the 2018 Literacy Cup. There you go. There you go. card. Plan a special celebration. So congratulations to our Pennsylvania State Champions. Way to go, you guys. Congratulations. Thank you. So I do want to leave my 22 students with a little challenge for the summer. If you take a look at this next screen, we do have a summer reading splash that starts June 11th through the end of July. Students that use Imagine Language and Literacy over the summer, as long as you read just 240 minutes, you are automatically entered into the summer reading splash. You can win a writing journal, some cool writing pencils, a fire tablet, and a solar-powered backpack. So, the reason I do that, I don't want you to think that you're out of school and you're not supposed to read anymore. So as long as you get on and read with Imagine Language and Literacy, you will automatically enter once you reach 240 minutes. And we would love nothing more to come back in the fall to present the prize to a deserving student here at Marshall Math Science. So I want to thank everybody for your time today. And once again, congratulations.
One more time, let's hear it for Imagine Learning for coming all this way. Let's hear it for our 22 winners, the best in the state of Pennsylvania. Let's hear it for our diversity and our excellence at Marshall Math Science Academy. It doesn't matter who you are here, you are excellent. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Teidiger. I am the ESL teacher here at Marshall Math Science Academy.
Hi, I'm Jenna Lees, and I'm in 6th grade in Marshall Academy.
Hi, I'm Amish, and I'm in Marshall Math Science Academy in 6th grade.
Hi, I'm Kathy Austin, ESL Supervisor for the Harrisburg School District.
All right, well, congratulations on winning the Pennsylvania Literacy Cup with Imagine Learning. Can I hear from the students? Tell me, what is the best part of Imagine Learning for you?
The best part of Imagine Learning is when it helps you reading and speaking and writing English.
How about you?
The best part about Imagine Learning is it helps other kids from other countries learn English.
And how does it help you to learn?
It helps me by speaking and writing in English.
How about you?
It helps me by, it has a game, but it's not really a game. It teaches you about vocabulary.
Fantastic. Now, finally, why do you think Imagine Learning is important for our students?
It's important to our students because it helps them to read and write and learn how to speak English.
It helps other kids from other countries speak English and learn vocabulary.
Fantastic. Ms. Austin, tell us about Imagine Learning from a district level perspective and how it helps us to facilitate education and interventions for our students.
Well, we're really happy. This is our 6th year with Imagine Learning in the district. We have seen amazing growth in our students using the program. I attribute a lot of that to the fidelity of implementation that our teachers use it, because once they believe in the program, the kids believe in the program. We are holding the cup here as first place in the state of Pennsylvania for the PA literacy from Imagine Learning. We are just so proud of our students and of our teachers and of our administrators who support Imagine Learning.
Ms. T, can you tell us about Imagine Learning and what it has specifically meant for your students and helping them to achieve and to become better English language learners?
Yes, for our students here at Marshall, it's become a way for them to become independent learners, that they are willing to log on, they have accountability for their learning and see graphs and charts through progress monitoring. They have a way to know that they are being successful.
Fantastic. Would you recommend this for other classes and teachers and districts?
I would recommend that you do it with fidelity, that you follow the instructions and also do the intervention pieces for the best results with our kids.
Fantastic. So your students are going on to high school, to college. How do you think Imagine Learning will continue to help facilitate their education?
They will learn that it is fun to learn new things and that it's great to learn something new every day. And that's what Imagine Learning does for them. They learn something new every day that makes them want to read and learn about their world.
Fantastic. Ms. Austin, let's close out with you. Anything else you want to share about Imagine Learning and the success we're seeing in the Harrisburg School District?
Well, one of the things that we saw with this particular program was that the average student is asked to read just about 240 minutes a month. Here at Marshall Math Science, they doubled that. So we are super proud of the kids taking the initiative to just read, and because we know when you read, your language and your vocabulary continue to build. And we are super proud as the Harrisburg School District of our Marshall Math Science students, as well as our ESL teachers. So thank you again on behalf of the ESL Department of the Harrisburg School District.
All right. My last question would be, talk about how we're going to spread this, because you're at FUS too, right?
Well, it's in all the schools.
So can we share that? I don't want people to think that it's just at Marshall Math Science.
Okay. Imagine Learning is in all of our schools, so we're going to take the success that we had here at Marshall Math Science and share that district-wide and kind of have our own internal competition going on to encourage all of our L's to kind of rise to the occasion and meet the standard that Marshall Math Science has set on plate. So we're looking for everyone to read those 240 minutes, but if they can get to that 456 minutes that Marshall did, we're quite happy about that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.